A lot of people have been asking to have a look at our absolute income tax MTD software. As many of you know, we've produced some bridging software which allows people to keep using Excel spreadsheets and similar to keep all of their digital records before using our bridging software to actually file each quarter and then deal with the year-end processes. I want to take you through the two possibilities for the quarterly process. First of all, if you want to use our spreadsheet, which is the easiest option, or of course, if you want to, you can keep using the spreadsheet that you're more familiar with. Let's start by having a look at the easier option, which is to use our spreadsheet. So having gone to our website and clicking on spreadsheet, you'll then immediately be taken through to this particular spreadsheet, which as we go through the quarter, you'll be able to fill in. You'll put in your travel costs in the travel column. An invoice comes in, fine. You'll note that as sales. And then, well, let's speed this up. We can fill in the spreadsheet across the quarter with whatever we're doing. The various headings you'll recognize across the top are fairly straightforward. Once we get to the end of a particular quarter, we then need to double check on the next tab that we have all the information as we'd like it to be. Then we go into our website, and at that point, simply make sure it's in the right place, and then find the right person, click on upload, and it will then give you one last chance to look through it. This tells us that the information is as we thought it was, double check all the way through, and then we would submit our periodic update. As we can see here, that tells us that that's been successfully submitted, and if we want to, we can download a PDF for our records, or not, depending on how you feel about it. If we then return to our list of taxpayers, in this case just one person, we can see what the last activity was. It was a successful filing of that quarter. The second way is to use your own spreadsheet that you're familiar with. If you like your spreadsheet, keep using it. And this is how you would then use our bridging software to file that information quarterly. From the website, if you're going to use your own spreadsheet that you're comfortable with, the first thing you'll have to do is click on the download button to download the bridging part of the software. Once you've done that, that will help you, once you've picked out the right person, the right business aspect of what you do, you'll download that, and then you'll look at the two spreadsheets side by side, whatever it is you've been filling in, and also the one with the slightly curious name, which is the one that is the actual bridging software. Once you've downloaded that, what you can then do is make sure you're going to pick up the right numbers to put in the right boxes. The way you would do that is by clicking on link cells up in the top left-hand corner. And once you've done that, you'll be able to say in this particular box, I would like to use this particular number from my ongoing spreadsheet, which I complete myself. You then just have to repeat that process for each of the different boxes that you want to file information for. Line by line, you'll go through it, pick up travel costs, take it from the travel column, etc., etc. Remember, this is only necessary if you're using your own spreadsheet. If you use our spreadsheet, these links are already set, and that should make it slightly easier to complete. But if you want to stick with your spreadsheet, that's fine. You just need to work through this process at the end of each quarter. As you can see, it doesn't take desperately long. You then return to the home page here and click on upload. At that point, it'll say we're ready to upload the information you've just prepared. You'll be able to just work your way through it and check that everything you wanted to include has been included. And as soon as you're happy that these figures are in line with your expectations, then simply submit the periodic update. The period, of course, is likely to be a quarter in most situations. At that point, we get the message that its data has been successfully submitted. We can download the PDF copy of that if we want to, as we did with our previous example. And that will give us a record quite clearly as to what was going on here and what we actually submitted. In that situation, slightly more complicated, but still an awful lot simpler than an awful lot of people seem to think it is, and most important of all, a very cost-effective way of meeting the requirements of quarterly filing.